Alright, welcome back everybody. We're now gonna do a video about the brawlers that are relevant after the skill tree. Now, I think there are less relevant brawlers skirmishers for the medium mechs after the skill tree, because one of them was just completely taken out in my opinion. Anyways, let's just get straight to it. For the Blackjack, the Blackjack 1X with the standard 6 medium laser 2 medium pulse build is back again, thanks to the minus 15% laser duration in the skill tree. So this is the build, XL 295, pretty much max armor, 6 mediums and 2 medium pulse with 18 double heat sinks. Runs fairly heat efficient. You have 2 true shots and an airstrike, because you rather an airstrike over an arty strike, because the airstrike you can at least direct it, like have it go in the direction you want, and it's confirmed damage if there's an enemy over there. But artillery is purely based on RNG, so bring airstrikes over artillery, in my opinion, if you're gonna do that. So this is how the skill tree looks like for the Blackjack. It went for a lot of the heat gen nodes because this is what the mech needs, a lot of heat gen. And all the laser duration and stuff like that. The range as well is pretty nice. For survivability, I actually might want to trade off the 1% range and the 1% heat gen for the additional structure here, like so. Because the Blackjack gets structure quirks right off the bat, not that big, but it still gets it, so it's better to invest in structure like we have done right now. So there we go, 15 points into the structure tree as such. And we got the mobility tree. The Blackjack is mainly a rich Peter, but because of its limited torso yaw, I had to go towards the torso side of the tree instead of the heartbreak kinetic burst side of the tree. So I pretty much had to split between them. Because the Blackjack gets base 80 degrees torso yaw, which for a medium mech going that speed, it's not that much, so I wanted more, and therefore I invested into it. This is pretty much how it looks like. Because you're a rich Peter with all those high mounts, you're gonna have good XL D cells with enrich peak constantly, like I have as such. I actually might want to. No, I think the tree is fine as it is. The operations tree is pretty much the same for every single mech that has a whole bunch of, like, pretty much every single mech you want to have the operations tree and have it at 8% cooldown through the left side. Auxiliary tree, standard, double true shot, and an extra consumable slot so you can put the artillery strike. Moving on, I actually do not think that the Centurion is really good as a brawler anymore, because whatever the Centurion does, the Griffin 3M does it better. So we're gonna go to the Griffin 3M right now. The Griffin 3M is the tankiest medium in existence because of all of its structure quirks, and now because of the ammo racking, the double missiles racking nodes, you can have enough ammo actually to do a decent amount of damage. So this is the build right here. You notice how you almost have the same amount of structure as you do armor. So back armor is not that important because you can actually structure tank it now, which is really nice. So 50 max armor everywhere except for the arms. You have 5 tons of ammo, 2 jump jets, and standard you would have the double true shot and artillery, airstrike rather. For the firepower tree, I focus more on cooldown because it's my thing with SRMs is that you want to focus on the sheer burst damage and DPS of the SRMs and worry about the heat later, because you have true shot and there's a motorbike outside. I can't do anything about that. Yeah. So with SRMs, the mentality that I have is that you want to invest into your excuse me, your heat efficiency. I mean your cooldowns, your DPS instead of your heat efficiency. So yeah, I went into pretty much every single cooldown node except for 2 of them. So now we have 10% cooldown, 4% heat, 12% range. Not that important about the range. Structure tree, I invested a lot into. Yeah, can I neglect any tree that doesn't neglect any cooldown? Yeah, I can neglect the heat gen here. No, pretty much can't. Oh well. Anyway, so this is how my structure tree looks like. It's pretty much the same as the Blackjack except 1 node less of the structure. For the agility tree, since it's a brawler, you want more torso yaw speed, so you'll be able to swat and board correctly. If you don't know what swat and boarding is, it's basically alpha striking and then showing them your dead side, the side which you care less about. Like your left torso in this case has nothing in it. Your left side is like you can run completely fine without your left side. So what you do is you alpha, you twist. I think it's, yeah, you twist clockwise and you show them your left side, and then your left side eats all the damage. So that's why the torso speed is fairly important, and because it's a brawler as well, anchor turn is really good for making those tight turns around the enemy and stuff like that. Jump jet tree, don't invest into it. Operation standard 8% cooldown, and then for auxiliary double coolant standard. Now moving on to the next mech, we have the Huntsman right here. Although I wouldn't recommend the Huntsman all that much, unless you have the packet left and right torso, which has, do they have it here? No, they don't. Okay, so the packet left and right torso pretty much has 2 missile hardpoints in each torso, so you can do 2 6s, 2 6s, 1 6 here, or 2 6s here, and your SOM convergence won't be that bad. Also, your SOM is separated between 2 arms. Convergence is absolutely horrible. It's actually tragic. So I wouldn't recommend the SM Huntsman personally, unless you don't mind the bad convergence, but it's still a bit of an issue. And that, man, the UI hasn't gotten any better in the last 3 years. So survivability, since the Huntsman doesn't get any structure or armor quirks right off the bat, so I just neglected that entirely. I invested pretty much all into the agility tree, ignoring 1 kinetic burst and all of the torso pitch. Operations, same old, and auxiliary, same old. The build is right here if you guys want to look at it once again. And moving on to the next mech, we have the Nova, which runs the 12 SPL loadout. And if you find that to be too hot, just remove 2 SPLs and put in like 2 additional heat sinks. You still have a 60 alpha, which is pretty good. You want to stagger the SPL so you want to avoid ghost heat. It's like this, half second. Like how, like the interval which I clicked my mouse is the interval between ghost heat. So it's around there. So that's the interval of avoiding ghost heat. That's the half a second interval. So like, yeah, if you can't handle how hot 12 SPLs is, drop 2 SPLs, put an additional 2 heat sinks. Okay, standard, double 2-shot, single artillery. Now for the firepower tree, what I've done is I went into pretty much all of the... They really need to reorganize this thing a lot better. I went into all of the heat and all of the cooldown, because Nova is a hot mech that is also really good with DPS, so you want it to increase your DPS by 10%, so there you go, all of the cooldown nodes. Laser duration is not really worth investing into small pulses and be it clan or IS, because the burn time is so short anyway that you don't notice a significant difference between the burn time even if you invest into all of the nodes. The only reason why I had the laser duration here is because I wanted the additional cooldown that is provided over here. For survivability, I pretty much went for all of the structure nodes, because the Nova has base structure quirks, which is really nice to have. So that's what I did right here, is I went for all the structure nodes. Go for shock absorbance and not AMS overload, because this is more useful than this. Mobility, I had 3 points to spare, so I just went for the kinetic burst and heart rate. I didn't know where else to put it. Operations, same old, and because, yeah, I had points to spare, what I did was I invested into double 2-shot, double artillery. So, wait, do I have double 2-shot, double artillery? I do not, so let's fix that. Double 2-shot, double artillery, because I had points to spare. So there we go. The Nova is actually agile enough that you don't need to invest in the mobility tree. I have tried this build, the 12 SPL build, without any mobility quirks. It actually works fairly fine. If you look at the... I hate this UI. The XL decel. XL decel is a bit laughable, honestly, but it's a Nova. The torso yaw is pretty good right off the bat, and the torso yaw speed is like... If it's at least 95 degrees per second, it's pretty good for brawling, in my opinion. So the next mech we have is the Shadowhawk 2D2, which has the tried and true build of... Oh, did I not invest the skill points in it yet? Oh, I haven't. Okay. The 4 SM4s and the 1 LB10. So what you want to do for that is... I really need to fix this thing. Hang on. Oh wait, this thing's already mastered. Okay. So this is the skill tree you want to have. You want to go for the double ammo racking, so you can drop a bit of ammo for higher speed and an additional heat sink, which I have done. I went for a mix of cooldown and heat, because this build actually heats up fairly easily, so that's what I did. The range doesn't really matter. Pretty much that, and went for all of the structure nodes except the one over here, so you get like a 30% structure bonus. And the Shadowhawk does get native structure quirks, although albeit very little, so yeah, but you still benefit from it either way, and it's a brawler, so it helps. Invested into all of the mobility tree, because the Shadowhawk feels really clunky unless you invest into the mobility tree, in my opinion. I need like, oh, for the sake of fucking symmetry, hang on. I know that I neglected the right node, the node on the right, but for the sake of like, that was driving me insane. So yeah, still choose the same. Operations. I forgot to invest into. Oh, I forgot to invest into auxiliary. I'm a fucking idiot. Hang on. What did I do differently? Oh well, this is awkward. So, oh boy. Toss your speed 100. I know, probably change a bit in the firepower tree. I want more cooldown, so I can. Yeah, let me just drop the heat gen. Why not? Okay, so yeah, drop the heat gen one for more cooldowns, cause that's more important in a brawler IMO. Is your burst damage. I need to drop another node. Is there any node I can easily drop? The magazine capacity. Yep. There we go. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how your tree should look like for the firepower tree. It is as such, and survivability tree is as such. There we go. And I'm actually gonna make a minor change. Wait, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tons ammo. So I wanna actually have more ammo for the LB10. Yes, surprising, I know. So an extra half a ton here because this build actually has more ammo than it did before the steel tree now. Before the steel tree with more heat efficiency, which is really nice. So that's the build for the Shadowhawk. Yeah, that was a mistake. I forgot to fix it. My bad. The next one is the Stormcrow, of course. Notice how a lot of these mechs are clan mechs. The Stormcrow would have the build of 12 SPLs, which is as such. Just get the left arm here. You go for 6 SPLs, you get small pulses. Small pulses here, 4 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then the other 6 over here. Now if you're wondering, Juju, why aren't you putting one of the small pulses in the right torso? That's a very good question. Let me show you why after I fill in all these heat sinks, and when I fill in all these heat sinks, you'll understand why. 1 ton left, 1 slot left. There you go. That's the reason why. It's to maximize slot usage. Then you just put a TC here. Done. So that's the build for the 12 SPL Stormcrow. And what you want to do is you want to get rid of your lazy duration. You don't need that. I invested into a lot of tank bonus. I didn't. You want to get rid of your lazy duration because it's clan small pulses. You can't really tell the difference. And then reallocate your points here, here, and what's the heat gen like? Oh, it's actually better. Huh, who would have thunk? So yeah, this is how I would allocate the points for a tall small pulse Stormcrow. Take a look at it. Survivability tree, I pretty much invested into everything except for like a node here and there. Pretty much, so you get 17% armor and 30% structure, which is really nice. I actually might... Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'm gonna go for the additional structure instead of the... Wait. Oh, I need more SP. I can't math, hang on. I'm gonna go for the additional structure instead of armor because it's a clan... It's a energy build. You value structure more over armor so you can override more. Stormcrow is really agile right off the bat, so I didn't really invest in the mobility. I went into more of Heartbreak Kinetic Burst so I can corner peek better. Because, with my asymmetric laser bolt build, but with the 12 SPL I think this would work perfectly fine as well. Operation standard, you want to get the same old stuff, and for auxiliary, same old stuff. Now the last one on the list is the I'm not gonna save this. I need to buy a new Stormcrow if I'm gonna put 12 SPLs, come to think of it. Anyway, the last one on the list is the Viper with the standard 5 SPL and 4 machine gun build. You could also do the 6 small pulse build, which is... Wait, hang on, the omnipods. I forget what are the omnipods. Right torso, energy, and then left torso, energy. And you put 5 small pulses, that works perfectly fine as well. But I prefer this build because it has more DPS. If I wanted to do 6 SPL, I did a cheater. So this is how I spec the steel tree. It is as such. So I pretty much went into everything for the firepower tree. ignoring laser duration once again, you get 10% heat, 40% range, and oh, excuse me, I'm like really dancing in the stomach today. 7.2% cooldown. Pretty much the same as the Stormcrow almost. The heat, the minus 10% heat gen helps a lot. Since it's a Viper that doesn't get any base structure quirks or armor quirks, you just totally neglect the survivability tree. For the Viper, it turns really fast and it has a really good torso yaw range of around 140 degrees, so you want to avoid all of the torso yaw angle and torso yaw speed notes as possible, but not at the cost of like heartbreak, connect burst, anchor turn, and speed tweaks. So if you have to get it, you unfortunately have to get it. That's how the skill tree works. Standard operation skill tree and standard fucking auxiliary skill tree. So those are all of the mediums that I think are still relevant for brawling and skirmishing after the skill tree. The cicadas are actually like, there's no reason to run cicadas anymore. Like, you'd rather run a wolfhound. Honestly speaking, you'd rather run a wolfhound or a viper. Hell, even the Gen F, we thought the cicadas are still really huge and still have really easily targetable hitboxes. Yes, they do get base structure quirks, but I still do think that they're not worth running over wolfhounds or Jenners. In any case, that's the end of the video. Tell me down in the comment section below which one of these mechs that I recommended that you would actually run, and which, like, if you disagree with me and say that the Centurion's a really valid brawler still, do comment down below why you think that is. But I think that the Griffin does everything the Centurion does a lot better. Besides being totally ammo limited, the Centurion still has 2 medium lasers. If you like the video, share it, like and comment. If you dislike the video, feel free to dislike, it's perfectly fine. And I will be doing 2 more of these videos for heavies and assaults, so if you want to see more of those, just feel free to subscribe. And that's the end of the video. I will see you all next time. Peace out. Bye bye.